Hi there, welcome to SwitchTop, where we talk about the most exciting action games on Nintendo Switch. Today we're counting down the 12 best fast-paced games you should play in 2025. These games will test your reflexes, keep your heart racing, and deliver non-stop action from start to finish. Let's jump right in. Fire Emblem Warriors. Three Hopes brings the world of Three Houses into a high-speed action game where you'll slice through hundreds of enemies at once. You play as a mercenary who joins one of three houses at Gareg Monastery, changing the story of the original game. The gameplay mixes hack and slash combat where you perform flashy combos against huge armies with strategy elements like giving orders to your allies, capturing bases, and managing your troops. Between battles, you'll strengthen bonds with your classmates, upgrade your weapons, train your skills, and make choices that change the story. Each of the three story paths takes about 25 hours, giving you tons of replay value with different characters and endings. The game runs smoothly even when the screen is filled with enemies, making it perfect for when you want to feel powerful and unstoppable.
Now, isn't this a sight? You must be the infamous Ashen Demon. I can't wait to tear you apart. This will be the end of the...
Cuphead is a beautiful but brutally hard game that looks like a 1930s cartoon brought to life. You play as Cuphead and Mugman in co-op, who must fight a series of bosses to repay their debt to the devil after losing a bet. The game is mostly about epic boss fights, where you need to learn patterns, dodge like crazy, and shoot non-stop. Your character can run, jump, dash, parry pink objects, and shoot different weapon types that you buy between levels. What makes Cuphead special is how every boss changes forms and attacks throughout the fight, forcing you to adapt quickly. The hand-drawn animation is amazing, with every frame looking like it belongs in an old Disney movie. The jazzy soundtrack perfectly matches the action on screen. While Cuphead is very challenging, the short boss fights mean you can quickly try again, making it addictive even when you're stuck. If you love a good challenge with style, Cuphead is a must-play. Persona 5 Strikers takes the Phantom Thieves from the hit RPG on a summer road trip across Japan where they must stop a new threat in the cognitive world. Unlike the turn-based original, Strikers is an action game where you fight large groups of enemies in real time while still using personas, magical beings that give you special powers. The combat lets you switch between characters on the fly, each with unique weapons and abilities, while pausing time to use special persona skills adds strategy to the fast action. Outside of combat, you'll explore Japanese cities, hang out with your friends, cook food for buffs, and investigate mysterious events. The game keeps the stylish menus and music that made Persona 5 famous, while adding satisfying hack and slash action. With a story that runs about 40 hours and features the same amazing characters as the original, Strikers is perfect for both newcomers and fans of the series looking for more Phantom Thieves adventures.
We got our personas, huh? Shadow stuff too. What the hell is this place?
Oh, I'm getting... Is this a...
Let's go!
The Witcher 3 on Switch is a miracle port that brings one of the greatest action RPGs ever made to a portable console, including all expansions and DLC. You play as Geralt, a monster hunter with special powers who's searching for his adopted daughter while getting caught up in wars, politics, and supernatural threats. The game's combat focuses on preparation, using potions, oils, and magic signs before and during fights against both humans and monsters. Each enemy type has weaknesses you need to exploit, making fights feel like deadly dances where dodging, blocking, and striking at the right time is key. The open world is massive, filled with towns, cities, and wilderness areas packed with secrets and side quests that tell stories as good as the main plot. While the Switch version has lower graphics than other platforms, the complete freedom to play this 100+ hour adventure anywhere makes it worth it. If you want a mature fantasy world with amazing writing and challenging combat, The Witcher 3 is still one of the best games you can play in 2025.
Oh, come on.
Reminds me of a piece of... Yeah, it's like we never left Vergen.
Ace Combat 7 brings high-speed aerial dogfights to the Switch with a perfect mix of arcade fun and flight simulation. You play as a fighter pilot caught in a war between two nations, flying missions that range from bombing runs to tense battles against enemy aces. The gameplay focuses on managing your speed and altitude while locking onto enemies with missiles or getting close for machine gun kills. Each plane handles differently, with some built for speed and others for turning or stability, giving you reasons to try the 30+ aircraft. The weather effects aren't just for show. Flying through clouds can hide you from enemies, but also causes ice to form on your wings, affecting how your plane handles. The campaign tells a dramatic war story across 20 missions, while multiplayer lets you test your skills against other pilots. While the Switch version has simpler graphics than other platforms, the smooth frame rate ensures the action stays fast and fluid. If you've ever wanted to feel like a hotshot pilot pulling off impossible maneuvers, Ace Combat 7 delivers that fantasy perfectly.
No remaining special weaponry. One to go. Let's get through this without any casualties. Missed.
NieR Automata, the End of YoRHa Edition, is an action game like no other, mixing different gameplay styles with a story that will stick with you long after it ends. You play as combat androids 2B, 9S, and A2 in a war between machines and what's left of humanity on a ruined Earth thousands of years in the future. The combat, created by action game masters Platinum Games, lets you switch between light and heavy attacks, ranged pod weapons, and perfect dodges that slow down time. What makes NieR special is how it changes gameplay styles. Sometimes it's a 3D action game, then suddenly shifts to a 2D platformer, top-down shooter, or even text adventure. The open world isn't huge, but is filled with secrets and side quests that reveal more about this strange world. The haunting soundtrack perfectly matches the beautiful but empty environments. Without spoiling anything, you'll need to play through the game multiple times to see the full story, but each playthrough changes enough to feel fresh. If you want an action game that will surprise you and make you think, NieR is unlike anything else on Switch.
Laser communications recovered.
Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is a massive action RPG set in a world where two nations fight an endless war, with soldiers who only live for 10 years before being reborn to fight again. You control a party of 6 characters who discover the truth about their world and try to break this cycle. The combat happens in real time, where your characters auto-attack enemies while you position them and use special arts that recharge over time. What makes the system deep is how characters can switch classes, fuse together into powerful Ouroboros forms, and chain combos that deal massive damage. As you explore the huge open areas filled with monsters both small and giant, you'll find colonies to free, characters to meet, and secrets about the world. The game has an emotional story about finding meaning in a short life that's backed by one of gaming's best soundtracks.
Crash down!
Time to get crushed.
Dead Cells is the perfect one more run game that combines non-stop action with a structure that makes each death lead to a stronger next attempt. You play as the prisoner, a headless body trying to escape a constantly changing island filled with monsters. The gameplay focuses on fast, fluid combat where you dodge, roll, and parry while using 2 weapons and 2 skills that you find during each run. What makes Dead Cells special is how it changes. Each time you die, the island's layout shuffles and you start over with basic gear, but you keep cells you've collected to permanently unlock new weapons and abilities, gradually becoming stronger. With over 90 weapons and skills to discover, each with different playstyles, no 2 runs feel the same. The beautiful pixel art makes enemies and attacks easy to read even at high speeds. After years of free updates, the game now has multiple difficulty modes, alternate paths, and bonus areas that keep it fresh even after hundreds of hours. God Eater 3 is a monster hunting action game set in a post-apocalyptic world where massive creatures called origami have destroyed most of civilization. You play as an enhanced human called a God Eater who can transform their weapon between gun, shield, and massive melee forms to fight these beasts. The combat is lightning fast with air dashes, perfect guards, and devour attacks that let you temporarily gain the power of monsters you've bitten. What makes God Eater unique is the deep weapon crafting system. You'll collect materials from defeated origami to create and upgrade weapons with different attack speeds, ranges, and special abilities. Missions are short but intense, perfect for portable play as you team up with AI companions or real players online to take down increasingly powerful threats. The anime-style story follows your character as they gain freedom and form bonds with other God Eaters while uncovering the truth about the world. Bayonetta 3 is the wildest action game on Switch, with over-the-top combat that never stops surprising you. You play as the witch Bayonetta, who must save reality from interdimensional invaders using guns, magic, and her hair that transforms into giant demons. The combat focuses on performing perfect dodges that activate witch time, slowing enemies while you unleash combos. New to this game is Demon Slave, which lets you directly control massive demons in battle like a kaiju movie. The game constantly switches things up. One minute you're in a traditional battle, the next you're controlling a train-sized demon through city streets, then suddenly playing a side-scrolling shooter. Each chapter introduces new weapons that completely change how you fight, from yo-yos to a microphone that turns battles into a rhythm game. The creativity never stops as you visit alternate realities with their own versions of familiar characters. Astral Chain is a unique action game where you control two characters at once, a police officer and a legion, a captured interdimensional creature bound to your chain. You play as a rookie in Neuron, a special task force fighting against mysterious invaders in a futuristic city called the Ark. The combat is unlike anything else. You directly control your character while positioning your legion with the right stick, creating a dance-like flow as you coordinate attacks. You can wrap your chain around enemies to bind them, use different legions for unique abilities like slow motion or arrow shooting, and perform sync attacks when your timing is perfect. Between battles, you'll investigate crime scenes using your legion to reveal invisible evidence, solve environmental puzzles, and even help citizens with smaller problems. The game switches perfectly between intense combat and detective work, all while telling a sci-fi story about family, sacrifice, and what makes someone human. Hades is the perfect mix of fast-paced combat, gorgeous art, amazing characters, and a story structure that makes dying fun rather than frustrating. You play as Zagreus, son of Hades, who's trying to escape the underworld against his father's wishes. Each escape attempt takes you through randomly arranged rooms filled with different enemies, where you'll dash, attack, and use special abilities to survive. What makes Hades special is how it handles failure. Each time you die, you return to the House of Hades, where you can talk to mythological characters, upgrade your abilities, and uncover more of the story before trying again. During runs, Greek gods like Zeus and Athena offer boons that change your attacks, adding lightning, making your dash deflect projectiles, or creating damage-dealing zones. With 6 weapons that each have 4 variants and countless boon combinations, every run feels different. The art style makes each character memorable, with fully voiced dialogue that rarely repeats even after dozens of hours. And there you have it, the 12 best fast-paced games to play on your Nintendo Switch in 2025. Whether you prefer slashing through armies, shooting down enemy planes, or taking on giant monsters, there's something here to get your heart racing. Which of these games is your favorite? Let me know in the comments below, and if you think I missed any great action games, tell me what should have made the list. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to SwitchTop for more Nintendo Switch content. Until next time, keep those reflexes sharp and happy gaming.